dreaming this up with Professor Stiles, the people that were around the circle were Cindy, Barbara, Terry, and then members from the congregation were Wendy, Jane, myself, and Bianca, and then also Sharon Hart as the community organizer at N Street, really the staff person who was helping to liaison between the institutions. And then as we've continued to grow, the circle gets bigger, and that's always been the dream, that the circle would get bigger and bigger. Now we have Tracy and Rico and Beverly and Bobby. So in total, I think that's 9. And we've had now 3 cycles of student groups with us as well, and actually for multiple different classes of Professor Stiles.
And how many times do you guys get out to cell a year?
Okay. Well, and we meet every Thursday. The community sat around a circle and created a community agreement that is always changing, and really is about the circle and really about consensus. And do you want her to stop talking? Okay. Do you need me to start that over now? So we meet every Thursday for kind of our business meeting and our getting together meeting, and we've created a community agreement that really happened around the circle, which kind of communicates expectations of each other. Just like any community, you need to know what you're expecting of each other and have ways to celebrate each other, but also ways to call each other back in. And sales, vary because we have this relationship with Professor Stiles. A lot of the students find opportunities for us to sell at Georgetown. We also sell at different community events that happen across the city. And then our really biggest sales happen through the Steinberg Center for Urban Studies, which is the hostel we have on the 3rd floor, where groups from across the U.S. come and learn about the root causes of poverty and homelessness. And it's really about an exchange. So students get to tell a little bit about who they are and what they're doing in the community. And the women that are part of the Community Craft Collective tell about the Community Craft Collective. And that process, we then share each other's stories and also share the goods, the arts, and sales happen during that process too.
Cool. Right before you ask your last question, just very quickly, can you tell us a little bit about the agreement that you guys wrote up when you guys started it, and how important that is to the Craft Collective?
Yeah. So as I said before, like any good community needs to have expectations of each other. And so really it's been, the community agreement is an evolving document that we talk about often, and talks about how do you be part of a community craft collective, how do we ensure that people are respected and that we respect each other, how do we handle money. And what's really beautiful about the Community Craft Collective agreement is that it's also in that space that we fleshed out that for every sale, the women committed to giving 10% back to the collective so that we can continue to invite new members in, be able to be part of sales, buy supplies for new people. So the community agreement is that thing that reminds us of who we are and what we want to be, and kind of the vision for what we can be.
I just have a couple really quick ones. Where do you see this being in 5 years? What's your dream for what the collective would achieve kind of moving forward?
One of the really beautiful things for me is that we always dreamed that this would be something that made people feel supported and help people to come into their full power. What's been really humbling for me is that even as some of the women have moved on from N Street because they found their own housing or are living in an apartment, I thought that once maybe that happened, that people wouldn't come back to the Craft Collective, but actually as people have found their own housing, they've gotten even more committed to the collective. So that's really exciting to me, and so that kind of dictates how big this vision could be. I think that this really could be a community that sheds light onto the rest of the city, talking about how we can be in relationship with each other and how we can do business and money making differently. I think that the possibilities are really endless, and in some ways I think that I don't even have enough imagination to see how big this could be. But with the right support, I think that we could go very far.
And the last question is, how can people get involved? How can college students get involved? How can other people who might see this video get involved?
So we meet every Thursday, and we always welcome people to come engage us, tell us a little bit about who you are, and we'll share who we are, and that's always a way for people to be in relationship, because really, again, the core of this is relationship. And so there's all different ways that people can share their own gifts to be part of the community. Largely how that happens is through, at this point, through relationship, whether it be reaching out to our email, which is communitycraftcollective@lutherplace.org. That's the best way to like establish a conversation if you can't come on a Thursday. We also have a Facebook account, which is you can find out at Community Craft Collective, and you can message us through that. And we're pretty flexible about finding a time to engage you. But again, it's about establishing a relationship. We're not really as interested in if you just want to come and serve, like that's beautiful. But this is about relating to each other.